Hey, well, now on the show, I want to take a look at a brand new Australian film that came out this week called Loveland. Now, this is one of those films that has come out once again with no media screenings, which, of course, as I've said on this show before, I find completely ridiculous. Releasing an Australian film in the current market with very little publicity and no reviews, to me is just a terrible, terrible idea, because the amount of people that I have spoken to this week and said, hey, there's a new Aussie film coming out, I think you're going to like it, and they've gone, haven't heard of it, has been just absolutely astounding. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's so important to get these reviews out. We couldn't even review this week on our normal JAir show, simply because I was the only member of our panel who has had a chance to watch the film. So therefore, by the time the rest of the guys have watched the film will have already been out for about 10 days. And of course, as we all know, that opening weekend is so important for a film these days. And I think the disappointing part about this movie not having media screenings and not having more publicity is it's a great film. I went into this film kind of excited about it because I have been a fan of Ivan Sen's films over the years, and this kind of genre and the fact that it's a low budget film is everything that I love to go and explore in cinema. Now, the story itself centers around a character called Jack, played by Ryan Quanten, and he's living in a city that was basically built for machines. A lot of the humans that live in the city kind of live in poverty. Jack, I guess you could say, is kind of lucky. He's working as an assassin, so he's got a little bit of money. And his world is kind of turned completely upside down when, by chance, he sees April, played by Gillian Nguyen. And he follows her and finds out that she works in a kind of strange, I guess you could say, nightclub where women sing for men. He makes a connection with her, and they agree to catch up. Now, at the same time, Jack suddenly notices that he's being followed, and he thinks it's something to do with the fact that he's being an assassin, but it soon turns out that the only person that can have any answers for him is a person called Dr. Bergman, played by Hugo Weaving. Now, as you would expect from an Ivan Sen film, there are a lot of twists and turns in this film. That's why I was being very careful when I was talking about the plot, because I didn't want to give away any of the major twists and turns in this film, because one of the things I enjoyed about watching this film was being able to watch it and have those twists and turns play out in front of me without having had anyone spoil it for me. This is an amazing piece of low-budget filmmaking. I think Ivan Sen has done an absolutely sensational job. Not only has he made this screenplay so intriguing and so interesting in that he's developed this kind of Blade Runner-esque world where nothing seems to be what it actually is. He also went and shot this in Hong Kong, and I think that adds an amazing element to this film. It looks so amazing, these amazing fogs and mists that descend over the city. There's a fair bit of special effects in there as well that's been used to make things like drones look like they're flying in and out of buildings and stuff like that, and it just looks absolutely sensational. Ryan Quanten is fantastic in this film. I think he really, really shows why he's an actor that has been able to go to America and do things, of course, like True Blood. But I don't know why he's not in bigger films overseas, because he does such an amazing job when he's in a movie like this, and it just, I don't know. I just don't get it how sometimes different Australian actors go overseas and they just don't get picked up and put into some of the films that you think they so rightfully deserve to be in. Of course, he's in one of my favourite Australian films of all time, Red Hill, where he does an amazing job too. And here, he really is a Hollywood leading man. I know it's an Australian film and it's an Australian actor, but he does a good enough job here that he could easily be doing the roles that people like Ryan Gosling and that are doing in America. Hugo Weaving is also great in this as well. He gets this kind of mystery around him for most of the film where you're not sure if he's a good guy or a bad guy, and I think that really, really works for him, and he seems to enjoy it. The other star in this is Gillian Nguyen. She is absolutely fantastic. Cannot wait to see where her career goes from here, because I really do think that this is a fantastic film, and she does an amazing job in it. I don't know what else to say about this film. I just really, really loved it. I love the twists and turns. I love the fact that it's a really alternative film. It is a kind of sci-fi thriller in a sense, but there's a fair bit of romance in there, and the romance plays an important part to it. I just love the alternative style of filmmaking that Ivan Sen has done here, and I'm going to give this 5 stars because I think it really deserves it. It is an absolutely amazing film. For anyone out there that kind of likes atmospheric genres with some twists and turns along the way, go and check this one out because I think it is absolutely fantastic.